So I've started doing like a lot of self-observation, and I guess that's one habit that I've started to, it's like mindfulness internally, like the way you go on a mindfulness walk or you do the mindfulness meditation, it's like you actually pay attention to your thoughts, but with the same level of like non-judgment. So it's like, I didn't do the thing I said I wanted to do. That's really weird, or interesting even is probably a better word. Like
curious.
Why do you
I love, I do love the word interesting, like, yeah.
Yeah, it is curiosity.
That is interesting why I did that. Yeah.
I'm framing it in that way because that's how I used to do mindfulness meditation, was remind myself like, just be a journalist and ask the question like, I hear that. Oh, this person's over there doing that thing. And it's easy to be curious, in all honesty.
Welcome, everyone. We are here in Tabernash, Colorado, up in the Rocky Mountains. This is the ADHD Adulting Fireside Chat, which is a unique opportunity for everyday ADHD adults to connect, share advice, and learn from one another how to thrive with this condition. Tonight's topic, New Year, New You, resolutions, routines, and relapse.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm neurodivergent, and I specifically am an ADHDer. I am collectively a writer, photographer, creative person. I live in Denver, and I don't know what else to say about myself, which is probably a defining personality trait in and of itself.
So when were you first diagnosed?
I was 27. So actually talked about this a little bit already, but I was 27, but I had like a drop off where I didn't have treatment or medication for the 5 to 6 years after that, and then got back on. So it was almost like a second re-engagement with my ADHD.
How do you think you'd be different if you would have been diagnosed earlier on?
I think I would have been like more fully like embodied in myself. I did okay, well, in a lot of ways in high school and college, and it gets harder as you get older. And I think if I'd had that knowledge back then, like it's not always gonna be an obvious choice. It's not always gonna be an easy structure to plug into. Maybe I could have started learning earlier how to provide my own guardrails, my own ability to motivate, my own ability to work with like a kind of fickle willpower. And I probably would have had more respect for myself and not spent as much time with some people, I think. Knowing a lot of the things that I know now might have made me better equipped to take care of myself when the people around me weren't able to. It probably would have made me like a little bit softer on myself, a little easier, a little more loving towards myself.
It is, what behaviors or habits do we need to hold on tightly to or let go lightly of, and how will that change our relationship to ourselves and others?
Okay, yeah. So I've felt like kind of lost lately for a while, mixture of the pandemic kind of stuff, making it easy to avoid. And I've started spending a lot of time like wondering how I got here. Like it used to be so easy to organize a storytelling show with like you participated in that one. Okay. It was so easy to like grab a couple weirdo creative friends and do stuff that people are like, wow, how'd you do that? It's like, I don't know. I just did it. And it feels like I've lost that. So I've sort of, and that comes with like a lot of the shame and self-doubt. And like, I realized that I didn't actually know why I was avoiding, if it was fear of success. And that's why I asked you that question. Or if it was fear of failure. It's like definitely perfectionism, but I don't know what I'm actually afraid of.
I think for me right now, it's taking it day by day. I've been in like the pandemic and all these like last few like time doesn't work anymore kind of years. I've found myself reacting to life more than I want to. So lately I've been in sort of a self-observation, like, oh, it's interesting that you are motivated for this thing, but not this. Like, it's like a mindfulness towards the self thought process, which has been kind of interesting. And it's been good to shed the judgment and actually learn something and figure out what to do with it. So that's for me, having ADHD as an adult. That's my reality right now. And in another year or two, it might look a little different, I
started doing like a lot of self-observation, and I guess that's one habit that I've started to, it's like mindfulness internally, like the way you go on a mindfulness walk or you do the mindfulness meditation, it's like you actually pay attention to your thoughts, but with the same level of like non-judgment. So it's like, I didn't do the thing I said I wanted to do. That's really weird, you know, or interesting even is probably a better word. Like,
curious.
Why do you think that? Yes.
I do love the word interesting. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it is curiosity.
That is
I'm
interesting
framing it
why
that way.
I did that. Yeah.
I'm framing it in that way because that's how I used to do mindfulness meditation, was remind myself like, oh, just be a journalist and ask the question like, oh, I hear that. Oh, this person's over there doing that thing, and it's easy to be curious. In all honesty.
Yeah. So curiosity without judgment.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the
Like
key.
with the turning your brain on to pay attention. Like when I'm going through like a hard time, like or when I'm dysregulated, something I get is like I have both. It's chaos, but it's the get away from me. No, you can't have what you're asking from me. Get the fuck away from me. Like. No more stimuli until I can calm the fuck down. And then there's the higher, like, it's gonna be okay. You just need to calm down, and when you do, it'll be better. And the fact that both are going on at the same time and you're both at the same time
Amen.
is hard. It's so hard, and there's shame that comes with that. I'm like, how, if I can be telling myself the thing I need to do, why can't I do it if they're both as loud? You know?
And and that is exactly why meditation works. It creates that. It creates that insight and that separation between, you know, realizing, recognizing, being aware of what it is that you need to change or do, and then also being able to create that space to make the decision to do it.
Yeah. My pranayama instructor, breathwork instructor, Eben we called it together. We sort of defined this, I think, in a private session. There's the A voice, the B voice, and then the C voice. The C voice is consciousness, it's silent. But that's the one that's ultimately driving. You just said the A and the B voice.
Yeah.
The A voice is the one that's like, shame, why the fuck, the fire, the blah, blah, blah. The B voice is like, whoa, A voice, chill out, A voice. Yeah, the B voice is usually more confident and self-loving. Like, chill, whoa, whereas the A voice is constantly running for ADHDers, constantly running. And it's sometimes positive. Oh, look at that, that's exciting. Why did we do that? Oh my God. Right, that's the A voice. It's just not, that's why we do mantras. Mantras are to give the A voice something to do and to chew on. Right? Mantras are the A voice's chew toy. Then the B voice gets more power. And then a little bit deeper into the meditation, the C voice shows up. Pure silence, consciousness, right? So I'm hearing that, like, finding that C voice, that center, right, in between the A and the B voice.
Yeah, which I do feel like is curiosity. If that's
Oh my God, there's so many C's in this room. Yeah. Alliteration is amazing in this room. Yeah.
Compassion and curiosity.
Compassion and curiosity and centeredness. So
that's the habit, like in that specific way. And I guess like the shedding is the things that come up as answers that don't serve me. Like
letting go.
I am a little afraid I'll look goofy like going to this thing. But if I'm afraid to pack up my crafting tools and go somewhere, I've started asking a friend to sit on Zoom with me, like I mentioned earlier. That's happened twice now, and will happen again next month. You know, so that's like I know that sounds like I'm pulling in a habit, but to me that's actually letting go. It's like I'm reaching for the easy thing to build the muscle to do those things.
Yeah. You're asking for support.
I'm letting go of the shame of not being able to do it perfectly the first time.
I'm hearing both. I'm hearing, again, the brilliance of Catherine Moore, hold on tightly, let go lightly, they're simultaneous, right? The trick is that you're always doing both.
Yeah.
In every action of letting go of something, you're holding on to something else, right? So I'm letting go of shame, you're holding on tightly to self-love. Yeah.
You know, I would have believed that there was a different way to achieve something, and it was okay to take a different route. I would have probably more fully appreciated my lateral thinking capabilities because I'm really good at solving problems. Sometimes even my own problems, you know? I think I would have maybe not given that away so freely, you know, when it's not actually safe or not appreciated. I think I would have just had an easier time appreciating myself, loving myself. But also, like, specifically not getting, like, worried when something comes up that isn't the norm. Like, I don't always know how to describe, like, but the internal processes don't look like what other people think they're supposed to look like. And I think you perceive that from, like, a young age. That's where the masking comes in. I would have masked less. I would have found other people that were more probably authentically connected to me because they were actually getting to know me, not the mask of, like, a shallow version of who I actually am.
Something I've realized, like, in that space of how did I get here, like, not happy It's funny. It's okay. You can laugh.
I'm still laughing at this, dude. I'm sorry.
It's totally funny.
You guys, I'm very funny. Yeah, but actually, I want to take it serious for a second. Very personal. I had my first real panic attack end of last year, and it was because of the exact moment you experienced.
Yeah.
It is the higher mind and the lower mind, and my inability to find the C voice. I've gone to that place. I've sat in meditation for an hour and a half and seen myself floating above. I was in my driveway and I didn't make it back from the mailbox. My partner came and found me on the concrete. Like I could not get out of the A voice and the B voice thing. Yeah. So I feel you deeply.
Yeah, and that's sort of what it was. It was just like sitting there, no one's home. The dogs are actually laying down for once, and I still am miserable. Like there's nothing rage and stimulating me, you know. But and then like you go into the bathroom and you hyperventilate, and it's like I can't do this anymore. But I don't know what the answer is. So that's what the self. And since doing that, I've noticed that it started, like the things that calcify in a long-term relationship have been with Joe for 8 years or something like that. I've kind of lost count, to be honest. It's around a decade, just not quite.
Hell yeah.
And I've started noticing the things that I would not tell him because I didn't fully know the answer myself, or I didn't want to deal with like his questions. I've realized that he's much more black and white than I am, and I'm like very gray, like galaxy brain, like supreme. But I can pay attention to all of it, and so stopping that stuff, like not needing to pay attention to every little negative thing my brain wants to supply me, and being come on instead, and I can turn to him and be like, you're actually a little bit more black and white. So my communication about how I'm feeling started to get better, like very, very recently. Like me going upstairs and saying, I have some things I want to share because I actually have the language for it now. You know? So that's, I think, the way it's kind of changed my relationships in a good way, specifically my romantic relationship. But it also like softens me towards most people.
Discipline is earned through a multitude of small victories and losses over a very long campaign.
Yeah, and it's hard to feel that until you're halfway through or better sometimes, but yeah, it'd be great.
What's one of the major struggles that you have
between like just struggling to meet others' expectations and also like my own expectations that maybe I've internalized from other people? It's that feeling of why can't I just be like everybody else? Why can't I do this thing that everybody else does so easily? Why can't I keep my stuff straight? Why can't I do even the stuff I know I want to do and still struggle to find like the time or the motivation or the space or the bandwidth or whatever word makes sense to do those things? And then that self-loathing that you unlearn creeps back up, and that can be really hard because it's an old voice that you know isn't true, but the fact that it's still there is really hard.
What are 3 of your ADHD strengths?
Some other people tend to think linearly, like this step, then this step, then this step. And there's always so much going on in my brain all the time, but I'm able to pay attention to more than one thing at a time. Like I can be doing something with my hands and listening to my partner, and they'll ask, are you listening? And I'll repeat what they were just saying, like, yes, I am listening, and I'm sorry that you're going through something, or that's awesome that you did that, or whatever they're talking about. I'm actually paying attention and listening. So I think I'm a good listener, not just good at lateral thinking and problem solving, but that sort of same trait makes me a good listener because I'm just able to, and I know the amount of stimuli I need to still be able to hear like what's going on. Like I'm pretty intentional when it comes to stimuli. And then the third strength would probably be just, I have like a deep sense of empathy and justice. And the justice bit can be hard because the world's not fair, you know, and that can be hard to experience. But I'm just able to get to where someone is mentally or emotionally pretty easily because I can perceive things that haven't happened to me. I can think through, I can imagine something, pretty imaginative person as well. That's like a 3B maybe. I'm very imaginative and can come up with good stories, and I think that makes me an empathetic person who can connect with people.